Hello. In fact, here are the instructions regarding the complete redesign of the site. First of all, you will work on the site test 2, thebestprice.com. It is a staging site that I will create shortly with a hosting gear, since that's where my site is hosted. So, regarding the redesign of the pages for the home page and other pages, I will provide you with details, designs that have already been created. So here, for example, for the home page, there you go. Inside the agreement page, you will see that there must be, in fact, here on the left corner, visible on a PC or on a mobile or on a tablet, there must be this menu button. Simulate a bit in the style of Le Dénicheur. You will see the same button here. It must have this button on mobile, PC or tablet. Then we will have the logo here. Then we must have a search bar there. We'll type in the product to search for, then with a button. If you find a way to model this further, there won't be any problem with that. Then after that, we have the magic tool, which will actually be a click button. Then we have the scanner, and then we have the language concerning the site's internationalization. So if I go to cheaper purchases, you will also find some same options there. You have the magic tool and you have the scanner. So it should be somewhat similar like that. So I will return to the site and the design. Now, regarding the language button, you will see that it is also present on charlight.com. There is a language button here, so I'll go for a similar style, but it should be included in the header as shown here. So on the site, I'm already using a plugin called G-Translate, Google Translate, which directly displays the language here. But this style is not at all pleasant. It is not good at all. So, if possible, it should be placed in this form in the header. So, a bit like Charlize's site here. I really love this style. You see, this style works a lot. So if possible, put them like this, because I also thought we could just shape another box for the language, similar to this, for example, and integrate it into the header. And then at the level, for example, of German or English. Given that, if I click on a list, you will see it will simply add /1 at the end. This is what allows the site to be translated into English. So, by doing it this way, if I'm, for example, on an article like here, and for example, if I change the language maybe to switch to German, for example, I can hear, you see that it instantly changes the article on the same page to German. However, if we create this language box here and just put the languages, the countries or the languages with /de for German and /en for English and all that, when we click on it, it goes back to the home page, which is not always comfortable. So I don't know how we are going to manage this. When we click on a language like we do currently, that it could change. If I click on Spanish, and I am on an article page, for example here, that the page instantly becomes in Spanish. You see? Like that. So all that needs to be done concerning the language bar is that it must be introduced in the header in this form. Then there is the carousel. This is similar to the style of 123 compared. You will see the same style here with the same button, with the difference that value should be added. For example, when it's on the first image, it should be colored. You see? To indicate to the user that yes, we are on the first image of the carousel. When it moves to the second image, it should be active. So it should be colored even if we don't hover over it. The same for the third, and so on. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay? So after that, there will actually be the category icons here. Mentioned like this, we have eco-friendly and sustainable good deals in high-tech, home, beauty, well-being, DIY, garden, sports and leisure, and lifestyle. Now there will be a show more button. This button can be introduced directly here instead of putting it on a new div. I think that's not too pleasant, not too aesthetic. We can simply put it at the bottom. Just below these 8 category icons presented here, we place a show more button. The edges can be in blue. And then there should be a hover effect. When you hover over the button, it could change color. Maybe the background could be in blue. But initially, the edges should be blue. Then the inside. I don't know. Anyway, I know you are also an expert in design, so I think you will find the best approach to make it magnificent, pretty, and cleanly professional. Okay, if I come back to the level design, right below now, there will be the presentation of different sections. We have, for example, the good deals section. Okay, I forgot to specify that. By clicking on the show more button, it should display the other categories. A bit like on the niche, you'll see that we click on show more. Clicking on the show more button will also display other remaining categories from the site. And the button here at the top left, the menu button also, when clicked, should present a menu in this form. Note that each icon and each category has its icon. So at the level of those icons, there are level 1 icons. There are level 1 icons there. There are level 2 icons that are there. And there are level 3 icons that are also there. So these icons need to be placed correctly. Here, on the home page, only the level 1 icons are present. There you go. So regarding the sections now in the good plan where at this point there won't be, you won't need to present the products because I will use a shortcode here, an Affimax shortcode, for it to display the products automatically. So you will just put good plan and then see more. Yes, we can put or see more. It's always interesting. Then here, there will be a shortcode placed. So no need to design this part. Well, here popular product with always see more. Eco. Then there will be eco-friendly and sustainable. That's in the category sections. So we'll have eco-friendly and sustainable. If you also see that the style is not correct, you can modify it too. There's no problem. It's flexible actually. So if you see that the style, the colors aren't striking or persuasive, you can modify them as you wish. But note that the colors of the site are blue, white, and orange. There you go, so that's a bit like that. Here also, there will be a shortcode displayed, so no need to design this part. At the time, note that in a section like a category like eco-friendly and sustainable, we have 2 sections. We have trending offer and we have comparison article. So here, we display the other trends, and here, we made comparative articles. Here, for this section, I think it should be planned to take random articles in the eco-friendly and sustainable category. So it will choose 4 random articles in the eco-friendly and sustainable category and display this subsection here. Then, at this level, as I said about the trendy offer for trending offers, I will use a shortcode. We don't need to design this part. Next, there should be a button here to view, to click and access the category directly to the sustainable eco-responsibility category page, for example. So it's the same for the rest, whether it's high-tech, it's the same process with a button. Same for all other categories, even if we haven't listed them here, because the person has been a small sample, But following we need to include all the categories. So after high-tech, here, we had home, beauty, and wellness, etc. Up to all the categories. I think there are about 16 categories. We should list them like that. After that now, we will have this box here. I don't know if you have designed it even better, but in itself, this is what it should look like. We will have a box here that explains how the site works. It should say, we search, compare, and save with the best price. So we will have a box here for price selection, in-depth archiving, and information sharing. Don't forget that there will also be this button on every page. In fact, on all pages as it is now. To the site, there's this the theme of the site already has this. Initially, when we were marking, it's not there, but when we marked descending, it appears. And then when we click on it, it goes all the way back to the top. So don't forget right here, you need to make it orange since it's the theme of the site. So here we have the block of newsletter, where the logic also needs to be implemented. Here we have, you know how it works with the address. We subscribe and all that stuff. So you need to implement the pages as well that go with it. Don't forget to also implement the error pages, the 404 pages, the 501 pages, etc. All the error pages. There's no issue implementing. Note that as you progress, we will adjust the budget. I will see if at the end I will give you the bonus, depending perhaps on the number of features you have been able to increase, or the design you have been able to remodel the places that were bad, which you have tidied up well and all that. Anyway, at the end, I will evaluate the work and then see what big bonus I will offer you. So do the work with professionalism as always. So I'm counting on you. So here we have the site of the newsletter section. Here we have the footer. We have the information on the services offered. And if you don't include this section, maybe you will find a way to replace it. Because we don't have a mobile app at the moment, neither on Play Store nor on Apple Store. So no need to include these sections. Then you need to put the site logo here. Also, we don't have social media. So maybe you will find a way to make this footer better, because it is not very streamlined or professional or better designed. So you will find a way to improve its layout. And then here we don't need chat either. So there will be no need for that. So that's all for the home page. At the level of the page now, for the other pages, we have the category page. The category page is actually somewhat exactly in the style of ledenisseur.com. You see there are still the elements of the header. Here, there is a box for the newsletter to emphasize more on what is in the newsletter. Here, we have the category, the level 1 category icon, the level 1 category name. Here, we have the level 2 categories because it is classified, it is hierarchized. We have a high-tech category inside. We have audio, gaming, etc. Then in each level, 2 categories like audio, we have level 3 categories, and all the icons will be provided to you, as I mentioned earlier. Here you have the level 1, level 2, and level 3 icons. So everything will be specified, don't worry. So when displaying on, if you go to the comparison site, you will see that it's almost the same style we might have done on the phone, which is a level 1 category. We will go inside. You see here are the level 2 categories that are within this main category. And then if we click on mobile phone, it will display the level 3 categories. This is the level 3 category that appears. See, if we click on it, we now have more precision on the products that will be displayed as a result. But the only difference is that for me, it's not the products that will display, but rather the articles. So this is just a sample. In reality, it's not the products that will display in my particular case, but rather the articles, because my site is a product comparison site. So we first write the comparative articles specially. However, Le Dénicheur, their business model is focused on products, the presentation of affiliate products. So here, note that when I press on high-tech audio, like headphones for example, we should only see the articles that are in the headphones category. So that's sort of it. When we click on audio without selecting a third level category, it should display all articles in the audio category. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you have any concerns, don't hesitate to write to me at any time. I'm available to answer all your questions because the goal is for the site to be really professional. So it's a bit about the level of the category. Item, the category, the category page. So now for the other pages, we also have the search results display page. So here is what was provided initially. I need to show you this. Here is the page that was initially provided for the search results display page. This, for example, needs to be removed. I don't know what it will leave on the search results display page, so it needs to be removed. The page will be structured in several parts. We will have, when we search for a product here in the search bar, it will first search the products. This is the initial page that was designed, but I modified it a bit my way to make it look like this. You will see that this is somewhat how I want the page to appear, which is the header as initially, which is the product section. That is to say, when we search for a product here, or anything, it can be an article or a product, anything, a series. So when we have searched, the products can first be displayed. The products, of course, will, if we go to the site right now, you will see that the feature has already been implemented. Because he maybe comes to English, and I type in the search bar here, suppose I enter iPhone and confirm. You will actually see that it displays the products first. Then, below you have the comparative articles, but the design is very bad. Very bad. So I would also like to draw your attention to the fact that when we change the language here, for example, it seems to actually modify the formatting. See how it displays strangely here? So if we can fix that, it would also be great. Also, when changing the language, it doesn't affect the site's translation, because Amazon remains Amazon regardless of the site's language. Also, the type of formatting that changes there, you need to. I think that aspect should also be checked. It's not very professional when you change the language and notice such modifications. It becomes a bit odd. So in French, the native sign is correct. That's how it will normally display. Well, we also need to match that. So let's go back to the search page. You can see that there is a product section displayed over there. It lists the products, different products. It's actually what's happening now. That's exactly how it will be displayed. So here, there's nothing to change, just the style. The style is very bad. Now, after that, there will be a pagination section here, exactly like on the homepage carousel. There will be a pagination section. Then, there will be an article section. Note that here when the product is displayed, at the bottom there should be a small character, 3 links that will refer to the article section, the brand section, and the blog section. So when we arrive on the discovered page, I think they do a bit of this style. If I search for iPhone here, for example, and confirm, we will see that, you see here, they have a little link that suggests a purchase when clicked. It takes me directly to the purchase advice section. That's the style I want here. So that when we are on a product, down here, there is the article section, and when we click, it goes to the article section, which is also the brand section. So when you click, it takes you to the brand section, and which is also a third link that will redirect to the blog section. That when we are also here, the article section has a link that leads to the product section, which has a link that leads to the brand section, and which has a link that leads to the blog section. So, the same for here. There are 3 links. I hope you understood well what I'm explaining. 3 links here as well. Now, in terms of articles, you need to display 8 articles in total here. So, there will be 4 articles per line, supposedly. 4 articles per line, so 8 in total. As for brands, only 4 brands should be displayed at most. With a button here, see brand that links to the brand page. At the block level, just 4 blocks should be displayed maximum, and with a button that links to the block page, there. Now if I go back to the general explanation of a scenario, for example by typing iPhone, it will first display the products. This is a short code that will be placed here. So there is no culture for this section's design. We will place a short code at 5 max for that. In the section, it will display the products first then. I think the pagination will also be managed by the plugin, but the style needs to be modified at the pagination level. Then it's going to search the site for articles. For example, here when I typed iPhone, you see it first showed me the iPhones. Then, regarding the articles, it will take the first 8 articles related to the keyword iPhone. So, it will take this article 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These first 8 articles here will be classified into 2 rows. Actually, 4 per row. That makes it 5% and not 8 maximums. So 8 maximums according to the word entered by the user. In terms of brands, it will check if there is a brand category in the search results. Is there a brand category within the top 10 search results? Well, we are in the top 20 results. Where is it in the results, the whole set of search results? Was there a brand among them? When I looked there was no brand. So the brand section, if at that moment, the brand section will disappear, will not be displayed, since we won't have any brand articles. Let's check. Is there the blog section? If there isn't a blog section either, the whole session won't even appear. And you understand with me that the links at the top here also won't display the brand section and the blog section. That's the logic I want the site to follow. So, for example, if I enter here the brand BIC, which sells pens, you will see that the products will all display very clearly, as I mentioned earlier, because it's a short code that will be placed, and then there are articles. You will see that if, for example, I enter big, the big products will automatically display here. Then, for the articles, there should be a logic, as I said, that retrieves the first 8 articles according to the entered keyword big. You see that first of all here, this is a brand article. Then, it actually explains the brand basic. So it's a brand type article and from the brand category. So at that moment, since it's the only marked article that appears among all the results, because even if I try to load more, well, it has to be limited, because we can classify it into 15 to 20 maximum results according to the entered keyword. So in this case, back here will be classified in the brand section here. There will be just a single article, which is big. Now there will obviously be the button to see all the brands. Or I think the button won't be necessary, because he thinks we can display it when there are at least 4. The user can click to see other brands. But when there's only one brand, he doesn't really see the point of having the button. You will also tell me what you think about it. So after that, we have the articles. You see that it will retrieve the first 8 articles from these search results, as I mentioned, and place them in the article section. In the blog section, it will retrieve from the search results whether there are any blogs. This, for example, is a blog. You will see there is the blog category. So since it is a blog, this is also our blog. We will therefore retrieve these 2 blog here and place here at the level of the blog. And obviously this button won't be displayed because we will only have two blogs. It's when we have at least 4 that we can display explore the blog, so that the user can go see all the blog articles that have been written on the site. So that's a bit of the logic of the search page. So if you have any misunderstandings, feel free to write to me. So I will be happy to respond. Now we move on to the page. We explain almost all the pages. For the article page, the design hasn't been created because I think we'll use the same theme and just customize it. Regarding the article page, I think it should be styled a bit better. If possible, have this title appear on 2 lines, maximum on PC, instead of 3 lines, like currently. And I also really love the style of the site, jetstepourvous.com.fr. I'm going to access that site a bit. You will actually see that if I take an article, for example, like the best hairs, you'll see that, look, for example, how that image takes up the whole screen. It actually takes up the whole screen. So I would like, in fact, here, for the image to go to the edge, to these extremities, so that it can go to the edges. There you go, according to the design as well. Because I think you'll adjust the design, because I don't really have any ideas yet for the article page. But I think we need to make a first version, and we'll see what we do. Because it was only designed 10 years ago as well. We'll see. But I would have liked it to go to the edge, even here, to the edge. And also if we could somehow that for each article, we don't have to insert the image each time, the actual article file. Given that in the modified files, for example, the article here in the fourth level, if I already insert the article title, the cover, so the image, the article card, so there is still a kind of repetition that is necessary, because when I edit with Elementor, I am still forced to insert the title, the file and the image of the article here, which is not very efficient. So I would have liked it if when we insert the article's image here, it would automatically insert this image. If I modify with Elementor, you will see that I have inserted the image actually twice per article, which is a bit tedious. So if you can set it up so that when you insert the image directly here in the article, it automatically inserts it within the article as well. So it would be really great if that could be done. Here, for example, I came again. I'm still forced to come here to insert the article image again, yet I already inserted the same image. So it's possible by inserting the image on this side that it automatically registers here without having to do it manually, and that the image can go to the edge, like I leave it to you as I've shown you here. So I think that's it. No, on the article page there's not much to style. I think everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Yes, there's no modification to make, except if you find things to improve. Because, as I told you, there will be a bonus at the end. A big bonus at the end. That will be granted based on the level of details. There you go. So it's more like that. I think that's all. The icons, I explained the icons. The favicons as well. Everything will actually be provided to you. These are the designs. UI design. This is the carousel, the header. These are the UI icons. This, for example, is what is placed in the newsletter area. These are the icons placed at the bottom of, in the search, compare, and save section of the header of the home page. This is the scanner icon that goes in the header. This is the magic tool icon that is also placed in the header. Now, here are the carousels. The 3 carousels that are on the home page, as I showed you in the design. A bit like here. Now, in terms of features, if I take for example, if you arrive on the site of, on the Ashat Moenshare site, you will see that the magic tool actually involves finding the product using a link. So I think the functionality is already implemented on the site. That's it. That's it here. It's the same power of attack, just that the page needs to be styled more. So it's just that. You see, the page must be styled, not just done every time. I know it should be more modern, with mini images guiding the user, posters, etc. In short, better designed. And then the feature is already present, and it works perfectly. By putting the Amazon link here, by searching, we will have the product that will appear at the bottom. So everything works well on that side, functionality wise. This is for the magic tool page. Now concerning the scanner page, it's also present, represented there as well, but just that there will also be some improvements regarding the style. It's at the level of, not test, it's at the level of the best price barcode scanner. You will also see that there is the option to use the camera and an image here, but I think the style is terrible, so the style needs to be reviewed. I would like the style to be also streamlined like this. We also have here the camera image, use webcam, use image. You see here that it is almost similar, that the style is a bit more refined, that when we use the camera, it works well. For example, if we start the camera, you will see it will become broader. It should actually be. Anyway, I think you will work on the style of this, actually, to make it magnificent. Same for the image. Regarding the image, I would also like it to have a box like this with a beautiful hover effect. Yeah, it's not great here, so it's not pleasant. What is better or an effect like that. And then when we have more images, it should display the image. In short, it should have the function of this, always with titles like that already. Anyway, you'll organize as you can. So, I think that's all the guidance needed. Don't hesitate to start the work already because you can start right now. The goal is for it to be complete, and it can be done by the end of the week or next week. That would be perfect for me. So thank you, and I count on you to deliver quality work. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to let me know, and I will be pleased to answer all your questions indeed. Thank you.